I, in no way, shape, or form, desire more viewership by utilizing the statements of another content creator. Pestyly's statements serve solely as a springboard for my experience and thoughts shared here on the current state of Escape from Tarkov. His statements resonate profoundly, and I feel the need to echo and expand upon them as someone who also loves and cares about the trajectory of this amazing game. If you're here, I hope it's because you also truly care about this game.
You enjoy the game more right now or 1 or 2 years ago? I think the game's overall better right now than 1 or 2 years ago. But I think the game was the most fun a few years ago.
When I watched this video, link in the description, I was glad to know I wasn't alone in feeling this way. In fact, I was quite pleased at Pestyly's willingness to entertain these questions and to give honest answers. Of course, it's no shock to me that he would, as he's always been very genuine and honest throughout all of his content, through the ups and downs of Escape from Tarkov's development. Pestily is one of the most respected, gurus, and dedicated members of the Tarkov community. He puts out the best guides, he's an absolute beast at the game, and he's helped thousands gain interest in EFT and also get better at the game. A game which has a very steep learning curve and can be very punishing, especially to new players. The game is indeed better in many ways, but is it more fun? I've been struggling with this question since about day 3 or 4 of the new wipe. Here's why. For starters, let me explain to you as best I can my relationship with the game, why I fell in love with it, and how I feel the game is meant to be played. First, I need to start with my journey back to PC, which began with Rust. Finally, a departure from Call of Duty shooters where valuing your life isn't even a thing. The most important thing in that game is, I guess, your KD. In Rust, if you die, you risk losing everything you have on you. Whether you just farmed 6,000 stone, killed a geared guy, another guy farming, or are building your first base. Rust appealed to me because it appeared to alter the way people interacted with the environment in a real and meaningful way. Death meant something, and survival was the goal. It was a struggle. I loved that it was so difficult to survive and thrive. The beginning of a freshly wiped server is the best, when everyone's stakes are at their highest. Everyone is trying to survive. As the days go on, most people get established and hoard gobs of loot within their protective walls. The moment you stop fearing the loss of all that you worked for, be it your loot on your person or your base, that's the moment the game loses its magic. For me, at least.
Why? The time to kill was a lot slower a few years ago. So the fights were a lot more tactical and a lot more strategic. Whereas right now it's like, hey, there's a player, and then you're like, there's a Mosin, an SVD, an SA-58, just something that will just one-shot you instantly, and you're just like, what?
Guy down over.
Guy pushing me. He killed me, dude. Mosin guy just killed me. He's on my body right now. Another excellent point there, Pestily. The game used to be more tactical and strategic. Before we get into the one-tapping guns, let's not stray away from how the game used to be more tactical and strategic. So that gets us back into Escape from Tarkov. The most realistic shooter we've ever laid our hands on. It's a survival game, only instead of farming and building your base while fighting enemies, you're fighting for your life in a harsh, war-torn region with many hostiles, all of which can take you down if you don't play smart tactically. Group of 3. That's how groups operate. Just fucking run around. Like it's goddamn Call of Duty. Dude, what the fuck? 3 guys, they thought they were playing Call of Duty. That's what I just ran into. Now, I've killed several 3-man groups before as a solo player. I've plenty of clips and videos highlighting that, but I'm not here to toot my horn. My point is that forget the one-shot guns and ammo for now. The player base by and large is running around with apparently no reason to value their life. As if anyone would operate like this in reality had they been thrown in a known war-torn region as a highly trained private military contractor with extensive military and combat training. This is how I choose to take the game up. As if I were here in the war-torn region, with known hostiles around any corner at any time. I would choose survival, self-preservation, and self-defense above all. Death would mean the end of me. It would mean something, at least. And that gets us to where we're at now. Escape from Tarkov clearly doesn't offer death as a strong enough motivator in and of itself to create combat situations that seek to create real-life combat situations. Instead, many of the gunfights I engage in now feels like an upgraded Call of Duty, where death, even the prospect of risking one's life, seems superfluous. This isn't to say that all players are running around like idiots with no respect for one's life. There's still plenty of tactical shootouts. There just seems to be more and more of these Call of Duty type run and gun, lack of valuing one's life engagements than ever before. So how did we get to this point? It wasn't too long ago that I remember one of the most commonly asked questions to a streamer was, how do I get over gear fear? This was another way of saying, I value my life enough to not want to risk bringing out my gear. To those players, I would argue that bringing out gear gives you a better chance to survive an encounter, so bring it out. So maybe two things are at play here. And Pestily hit one nail right on the head. The one-shot guns and ammo's ease of access have rendered a lot of gear useless and a waste of money.
I honestly don't believe there's any point wearing Class 4 armor in this game at the moment. Class 3 armor is purely there to stop scavs. And Class 5 armor and 6 armor is the only thing that's going to save you more than one bullet.
Also, many content creators like Deadly Slob, Clean, and others have agreed that loot is just far too easy to acquire. And here too, let's not fail to also acknowledge a third factor contributing to the run and gun Call of Duty play I commonly run into. Tune into a lot of EFT streams and what do you see from the top players? Hyper-aggressive play. Players with thousands of hours in the game that have such a keen understanding of the game, the sounds, the cover, the landscape, the guns, and more, running extremely aggressive playstyles. And let's be honest, these lead to more entertainment, more content, and are much more flashy than someone sweeping their vectors, pausing to listen, setting up skillful ambushes, etc., etc. If I were to name some streamers that play the game more as I feel the game is intended to play, I would name Smoke to be at the top of the list. His stream focuses on immersion, bringing the viewer into the eyes of the PMC. He walks to many locations and only sprints in smart and specialized situations. Clean, I feel, also breathes this attitude to the game just as well and also balances both playing the game for it just being a game and also playing with a high level of tactical awareness and immersion. Sheriff Eli also comes to mind. He tends to play very slow and methodically, and yet it's still extremely entertaining to watch.
I think they should just do what actually would be realistic and make nearly every gun fucking hard to shoot while standing up. Particularly something like a PKM or any of the big guns. Like, you're not going to run around with a Mosin and just be like...
I'll be perfectly honest here in saying that while I respect Pestily and many other streamers and content creators, I really don't watch their stream much because they tend to employ a highly aggressive run and gun play style. One that doesn't really value their life. Yet they get away with it because they are extremely experienced. Their experience and countless hours contributes to their ability, but also translates to influencing other players to pick up on this play style and run it themselves. Nice shot, dude. I thought I dropped you. Apparently when they do the sound, they don't die. Good old M855. Hit him 6 times. All they had to do was hit me once. Of course, he did hit me in the head.
They just like instantly tap people in the head in real life. Like, just make guns really fucking heavy and hard to aim while standing.
I totally agree with Pestyly's assessment here regarding the Mosin and the ammunition. Please implement this now, BSG. And let's be honest, aggressive play often gives an advantage with what is known as Peeker's advantage. Unfortunately, there will likely always be Peeker's advantage But until the netcode brings as close as possible to the real-time view of both players in an encounter, aggressive playstyles will continue to have a slight advantage. But let's not shit on aggressive playstyles for pure aggression. That's not what I'm getting at here. This isn't to be confused with just doing a dead sprint from spawn to finish, relying solely on reaction, like you do in Call of Duty, you know? I often make a good living off of sprinters, whose loud and non-combat ready sprinting gives me an advantage by giving away their position and masking my movements for an ambush. There's a time and a place to be aggressive. Sometimes the best offense is the best defense. Sometimes an aggressive play would save you and your teammate's life, just as it would in real life. What I'm talking about here is the spirit of the game. I'm not talking about turning Tarkov into a deer hunting simulator.
The game's definitely slowed down the pace so much now that I actually think if you really want to play this game really, really, really well, you should almost just camp, play like a rat, barely move. Like if I was going to play this game legit, like as proper as I could, I would move forward like 50 meters and then just go crouch again and just wait. And then I'd move like forward another 50 or 100 meters and I'd just crouch and just wait. Unless I had like a teammate, that's exactly how I would play if I was going to play to the T, the best possible survival play.
I'm talking about somehow increasing how one might value their life, be it a scav run or a PMC run, and make that more of a priority, increasing more tactical and enjoyable and immersive gunfights. It only feels good to kill a sprinter that hasn't checked any sightline save that of their 12 o'clock, only to send them back to the lobby and hope that maybe they'll reconsider how they'll suit up and re-enter the hostile landscape of Tarkov. What? Well, he just hopped right up and just mowed me down through the hole. Wow. I totally thought that I just headshot him and he died immediately. That was very quick reactions on his part. Well played, dude. Mostly what I'm saying is that I want to be involved in more gunfights like these. Mm-hmm.
Damn, Ivans!
Yeah, it's kind of a weird match so far.
Yeah, it is.
Thought for sure we're gonna encounter a PMC in there.
Lots of gunfight. Oh, hold on. Footsteps the way we came.
Where we came.
Yep. %. Yep. They're
Where are
coming
you?
down. They're coming down the hall. I'm laying down.
There you are.
Yeah, come down. One down, one down. Okay, I'm reloading.
Okay.
Alright, there's definitely two. There's definitely two.
I'm gonna go to the left side where we entered that area.
Solid.
Try to prevent the flank.
Okay, I'm gonna suppress over here. Keep him busy. Throwing flash. Suppressing.
Okay. I'm approaching those doors that we entered in first.
Okay, I'm gonna start getting a little more aggressive. Throwing frag.
Okay. No movement. No running or anything. Oh, someone just threw a frag.
Yep. I'm
that
pushing
you?
him. Nope. Throwing frag. He might be going to the back corner.
Yeah.
I'm pushing up further. Suppressing. Yeah, he's definitely in that back corner.
Okay.
All right, hold. Don't push in the doors
Holding.
yet.
Holding.
Fragging out. All right, I believe you're good to come in the doors. Just check your immediate left.
Coming
Go
in.
quick. Yeah, this is me. This is me.
Take boy down. Take boy down.
Yeah?
I think so.
Yep. Oh, he's dead as fuck.
Nice play, dude.
Good shit, bro.
Dude, you did this. You did so amazing. I want to go over that whole fight after we're out of here.
All right.
Just talk about it, because you did amazing, dude.
Thank you, dude.
The level of control that you had over that situation just now was really good.
So look, it's not about getting killed by hyper-aggressive run-and-gun playstyles. It's the crossroads I'm at in adapting with how to play and react to the players that run around like idiots, treating this more like a game and less like a realistic combat simulator. Now, I do recognize that it is a game, and in the spirit of it being a game, fun should ultimately be the end result, right? So how to develop a relationship with the game that makes it enjoyable for yourself is highly individualized. And I understand that people have different desires to play the game how they want, and that is what it is. You know, I've tried running around without checking all available sight lines, sweeping corners, covering my six, things I would normally employ, and had great success. But how do I define success? I don't enjoy this play style, so no matter how effective I might be on such a run, it isn't successful because in the end, I've not immersed myself into the Tarkov war zone like I really would. And this is how I enjoy the game. I have a non-linear play style, meaning I don't play the game in a goal-oriented manner. Get tons of kills or get tons of loot. I don't do loot run after loot run. I sure as hell don't ever just bring in a hatchet, let alone a pistol. But, you know, if that's your thing, then go for it. Just recognize the risk factors and the consequences of just bringing in a pistol, especially in the current state. Now, I understand the appeal of doing loot runs. I've done my share of hundreds of Mephisto runs to get a Shaco or a SOJ in Diablo 2 back in 8th grade, alright? But I'm after more now that I'm older and maybe wiser. I don't know. I want to be fully immersed in a dangerous war zone with realistic encounters, and I want to live and die by my desire to play the game as if I were in it fully in my attempt to be as smart and tactical in effort to test my survival capacity. This is how I see the game as it's meant to be. This is the one and only platform that I've really found that creates and affords this opportunity to be so fully immersed in such a realistic combat simulator. And look, I fail a lot, more than I succeed. But that failing is a huge motivator to get back out there, to learn from my mistakes, accept that sometimes bad luck fell upon me, but most of all, I enjoy valuing my character's life the most. So I don't know how we get away from Call of Duty playstyles as a whole. And yes, I understand that this is purely my desire for others to respect the game more for how I feel it should be played. Again, I like to punish those that don't. And yes, it is sour to die to this playstyle, but again, it motivates me to adapt to and counter it. To do my part in squashing it, as futile as that effort may be. One-shot ammo should cost in accordance to its effect on the battlefield, and shouldn't even be considered a budget run. I don't care if LPS GZH 762x54 rimmed is the most widely available ammo in real life and is really cheap. The game is a balance of realism and also being a game. Perhaps there should be harsher consequences to death and harsher consequences to bunny hopping across the landscape, like combat fatigue, and poorer weapon handling for larger weapons. You know, that maybe reflects what it's like in real life, like Pestily was saying. In a game with so many weapons and protective equipment, there shouldn't be one or two go-to guns for each stage in the trader levels. But I do see hope in the future with the implementation of armor plates and more hitboxes on the PMC, making more ammunition and weapon choices actually usable. And I sure do look forward to when suppressed weapons running hypersonic rounds actually sound like they would in real life. It's still very loud. So that guy ended up fucking off. But what I'm getting at here is that I just wish there were more players that valued their life in this game. And I'm not sure what is involved in that,
What do we have
and getting people more to that level. But I just want more tactical, realistic gunfights, and not to feel like I'm in Call of Duty, because that's why I'm here playing Escape from Tarkov, the most realistic, hardcore tactical shooter I've ever laid my hands on. More fights, tooth and nail, as if your life depended on it. As if you yourself were in this hostile territory. What would you bring in? How would you act? How would you perform? More suppression. Less players sprinting and jumping like goddamn bunny rabbits. Less players coming in with nothing but their clothes and a Mosin. And a lot less of this shit right here. And that's a group of 3 playing Call of Duty.
Because there's so many guns now that can kill you in the first bullet, and so many ammunitions. And the only solution I can think of personally is you make it that running LPS GZH is not feasible as a budget. So I don't actually agree with increasing the prices of the Mosins. I think the Mosin doesn't need to be any more expensive than it is. What you do is you cripple people by saying, hey, if you're going to take in 40 rounds, that's going to be 40,000 rubles. Like, I don't understand how this round here, which can one-shot people in the chest, is like 4 times as cheap as say BS, which takes 2 to kill in the chest. And then I'm going to argue even a crazier point. This is $12 a round, which is about 1,400 rubles. I think it's about 1,400 rubles. It takes 3 bullets to shoot someone in the chest. 3 bullets. That's $36 to kill someone in the chest. Which is what? 4,000 rubles. So you got 4,000 rubles compared to 183. Why the fuck would you run 995? I just don't understand it.
All that being said, let me know what you think of this rant, and I appreciate Pestyly's video on his honest opinion of the current state of Tarkov. I wrestle with the same questions and same thoughts. I just want Escape from Tarkov to be the best it can be, and not to turn into Call of Duty. What the fuck? No kills? Come on. That's 7 fucking hits, dude. They were all just standing there. Like, what shit fucking tactics that was. Look, I mean, maybe I'm asking for too much here, but, you know, this is a war-torn region. There's so much cover. There's so much soft and hard cover. I hardly ever run unless I'm in a combat situation or in some specialized situation where I know the surroundings and there isn't a place for somebody to maybe be poking around to hear my footsteps. You know, I walk around from cover to cover. I don't just move up 50 meters and wait. I might move up 50 meters, pause so that I can just listen for maybe 5-10 seconds, and then I'll move on. But I'm walking the whole way. There's just so much shit out there to cover you. I'd rather somebody spot me with their own eyes than hear me. And you got these groups running around like fucking idiots. And it's such an immersion break. And again, maybe it's just too much to ask for people to treat this like a hardcore tactical shooter. And it's not even about being killed. Like, this is Escape from Tarkov. I mean, last wipe I finished with a 47% survival rate, meaning that I expect to go into a raid and die a little more than every other raid I go into. It's Tarkov. You die. It's not about getting killed. It's about the interaction with other players. And right now, I just feel like it's Call of Duty. A lot of Call of Duty interactions. And I'm not playing Call of Duty for a reason.
He got me.
I'm playing this game because it's a tactical, hardcore, realistic motherfucking shooter, you know?
Oh!
You enjoy the game more right now or 1 or 2 years ago? I think the game's overall better right now than 1 or 2 years ago. But I think the game was the most fun a few years ago. Why? The time to kill was a lot slower a few years ago. So the fights were a lot more tactical and a lot more strategic.
A little bit of lag going on here. Shit. Okay. All right. Just tank that at SP6. Just run on up. Don't sweep your vectors, you know. It doesn't matter. You'll recover from the shots and you'll still kill me one shot. No worries. 'Cause, you know, I didn't bring in any armor or anything, so, you know, just tank all those shots and then turn around and shoot me. So thank you for watching. I look forward to meaningful and thoughtful feedback. I have a lot more content on the way, and if you'd like, come check me out on Twitch. Link is in the description, where I'll be valuing my life, playing tactically and methodically, the way that I feel Escape from Tarkov should be played. Thanks.